Okay, so good morning, guys. We did a little bit switcheroo again this week. We are not going live at noon. We're going live at 10 a.m. because I just nudged Erica, like, what you doing, girl? Can you meet me tomorrow on Facebook? And this is the only time we had available. And for me, I'm doing this as a pre-launch party to the second before we officially, launch the second edition of the Amazing Author Catalog. And I want you guys to get to know the authors, learn more about their books and let you know why this is so important, the work that we're doing, the content that we're sharing, and give you another sneak peek and a further look into the books. Because, of course, the first thing you see is the cover, the title, but when you get to dive into the pages, it kind of makes it more personal and more relatable, and it helps you decide what books are just right for you. So, good morning, Erica, and welcome.
Morning. Thank you.
You tell people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Erica. I wrote two journals, self-care, self-discovery journals. I am a nurse by day. I currently work as a nursing educator at a university down in Delaware, as well as a mommy of two.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, so these being a mom, being a nurse, the both of those things in my experiences helped me to start, focusing in on how I wanted to help others.
I love it. So that actually was one of my questions I was going to ask. Like, has your nurse work influenced your work in being wanting to have people do more self-discovery and more self-care?
Yes, because a lot of times, especially as a nurse, we see that, after, at a certain age or based on what is going on in someone's life, we see that they're not taking care of themselves as they should. So that with being a mom kind of helped me turn it into, how can I try and help someone else help themselves? And I know a lot of people are busy, so I wanted to try and create something um that would be helpful, but as well as not have a lot of, what is the word I'm looking for? Um, that it's not something that they have to focus on a long time
It's
every day.
not
Something,
taxing.
it's
Yeah,
not, yes, it's not tedious. Exactly. Something that they can touch on for a brief moment or two each day, but still help them better themselves and better their self-care.
I love it because even 10, 15, 20 minutes can make a difference, especially if you're not regularly
Absolutely.
exercising self-care.
Yes.
All right, so let's just get a little light first. I like to start off light and then we move on to the hot seat.
Okay.
All right, so a few icebreaker questions. They're meant to be lighthearted, fun, not overthought. Just first thing come to mind kind of thing. So you ready?
Yes.
All right. You like, I think so. All right. If your journal had a soundtrack and you can reference either one, what would the song be? Um, what would be
Ooh.
the song for either of your journals? So what does it mean to you or exhaling the doubt within me?
Ooh. I would probably say, oh, that's a good question. I never thought about that. Hmm.
So keep thinking. So I have a book called Memoirs of Almost Barren Women, Our Journey to Infertility. And that book shares the stories of six different families in our journey to
Hmm.
parenthood. So if I had to put a soundtrack to it, it would definitely be this woman's work by
Oh,
Maxwell. I don't
yeah.
know if he wrote it, but he sings it.
Yeah.
Just because
Good
of
one.
the different the heaviness of the topic and also the beauty of motherhood. So I think
Yes.
so I don't know if that helps you.
Yeah, no, that is a good that's a good reference. I'm gonna have to think about that for just a second.
All right,
Hmm.
so we can skip and just
Yeah,
whenever
let's
something
do
comes to
journals.
mind, let's throw that back in. All right. So if you could design the perfect journaling environment, complete with snacks,
Mhm.
music, ambiance, what would that look like for you? What's your um perfect journaling environment?
My perfect journaling environment, I would definitely say, would probably be relaxing somewhere, whether it is somewhere in your home that you can take some time away from any chaos that may be happening,
Hmm.
or even if it's just, sitting in a library or a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks or something, to get some time away from yourself to where you can really hone in on your thoughts and answer whatever, if you're answering a journal prompt or if you're just trying to get some things off your mind. down on a piece of paper. I think definitely somewhere that is calm, cool, and relaxing. As well as, with your favorite snack, like you said, or cup of coffee or refresher or something of that sort to really help your mind
Yeah,
unwind.
I agree with a nice warm drink for me. Of course, if your wine is your thing, or even just, fruit water. But
Right.
believe it or not, I do think like a Starbucks or a Barnes and Noble is a good way to get away. It's not quiet
Hmm.
per se, but it's outside of
Right.
your regular environment. It's
Right.
outside of your
Yes.
regular household. And I have written two books in the mall setting. So I can
Oh,
literally
nice.
sit at a little
Yes.
table and get my little drink, get comfortable. And once I just start writing, the thoughts just pour out. So give it a try if you haven't. Those of you who are watching, anybody watching live or later, please put any comments or questions in the chat for both Erica and myself, and we'll be sure to make sure we reply. Which one of your journal prompts would you love to ask your younger self, and how do you think you would answer it?
Um, my younger self, I would definitely have to say I would have to go into my exhaling the doubt within me. Even though it was wrote specifically for a mother.
Hmm.
But some of the journal prompts that are in there definitely can be answered by anyone. So
Okay.
I'm actually working on one that, tailors to everyone. But there's a journal prompt in there that basically asks, is there something in your past that you're holding on to that you need to release? Because a lot of times we find ourselves holding on to something, whether it is a trauma, something or someone hurt us in the past or something, and we're kind of holding on to that and possibly reflecting on others based on that
Mm.
situation. So I think that's a good journal prompt that that me specifically as well could answer in my younger self, and maybe that would change the way I handle some things
I love
now
that because I
at
do
this
say that
age.
we carry a lot of weight, a lot of trauma, a lot of our family's burdens, and we don't address it, and it does come out, and you don't even realize it. So
Right,
that's really good to get that out as early as you can, or to start to care for that space, right?
right.
All right, so that was fun. So thank you.
Mhm.
So we do have nursing in common. Are you just a nursing educator, or you do clinical nursing work as well?
So yeah, so I did bedside nursing for roughly about 10 years or so. I've also done some home health nursing, and then I went for my master's degree in nursing education, and I started doing adjunct work in 2019, and since then I've been working towards becoming a full-time educator since then. So moving down to Delaware, I was able to secure um a full-time nursing educator position. So as of right now, I'm not doing any direct patient care unless it's clinical work with my students.
Awesome, good. That used to be one of my goals. Then I got into this business stuff, and I kind of never finished that master's degree, and every now and then it nudges at me like, "Are you gonna finish this or what?" But I'm like, I don't
Whenever you're ready,
know.
you want to.
Yeah, that's the part I'm not sure. So I guess it's a no, right? Well, but congratulations and kudos to you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so let me see. All right, so tell us about, let's start to break these journals down. Let's start with
Okay.
what does it mean to you? Give us a synopsis of what the journal is about, and also why you thought it was important to create this. Actually, I'm sorry, which one was first? Which one did you do first?
They actually came out pretty much together.
Okay, all right, so
They were pretty much back to back. Came out pretty much, I released them together.
okay.
So what does it mean to you is a journey of self-discovery. What it does is it goes through slightly over 40 aspects, very important aspects of life. Self-love is also touched on in here, but then you have some that such as health, wealth, um, relationships, religion, things of that sort. Things that we think about possibly, possibly every day, or we may not, but then we don't really know. Some people really don't know what they really mean to them. So what I do in this journal is I go over 45, I do believe,
Hmm.
um, different important aspects of life, pretty much give a good descriptor of it.
Hmm.
And in that descriptor, I basically help people think deeper about it. And then on the next page next to it, that's your time to really journal on, well, what does it really mean to you? To
Okay.
pretty much figure out like how I'm thinking, why I'm thinking this way, and if it's what the impact of this aspect of life really is in my life.
Okay. So I just want to pause there for a second because you said you
Mhm.
are a nurse. Do you have any like psychology background, social work background? What makes you
You know
just
what? I don't have any social work background, really just psychology and what is required,
nursing?
with
Okay.
a nursing degree. But honestly, it was just something that came to mind one day, and um I thought it was important for people to really look into it. And not only that, I've done this journal myself, and I kind of really have come across things that I put into the journal that I didn't really think too much further about. And now I kind of think differently about some of those
I
topics.
love it. I love it. So I love when we use our growth to help grow others. So I
Yeah.
definitely think what does it mean to you helps you get a deep dive into self-discovery, and we'll come back to that. All right. So now let's describe exhaling the doubt within me.
So exhaling the doubt within me. This journal, I've been working on this journal for probably about 3 or 4 years or so. This journal pretty much started off with, once we have children, as a mother, we tend to lose ourselves. Um, whether it's taking care of the children, if you have a spouse, taking care of your spouse, your job, everything. Sometimes we get to a point in life where we don't know who we are, what we are, how to take care of ourselves outside of whoever else we take care of.
Hmm.
So what this journal is, it's a starter to help people basically dig deep into how they're thinking about certain situations as a mother, touching on motherhood as well as other aspects of life, and then also challenging them each week. Each week there's a new challenge. It's a 4-week journal. So there's less commitment, but it is still something to help you jumpstart that, taking care of yourself again. So like week one talks about, taking the moment to step back. And because sometimes we're so in the moment that we don't take a moment to step back and really um de-stress.
Okay. And I
Like
feel like we
taking some
we do. We
time,
go into our autopilot, right? And you just
right?
on thing after thing, task after task, job after job, trauma after trauma. So go for it.
Absolutely.
Sorry to cut you off.
Absolutely. And sometimes when we do have the time to take a moment to ourselves, then we're so exhausted that all we want to do is go to bed, and then we're getting up and starting right back over again.
Hmm.
So I have different challenges each week. As I started to discuss, the first challenge is, taking a step back and adding in some type of de-stressing techniques such as meditation,
Hmm.
of course, the journaling. There's another week when, because as mothers, sometimes we tend to be judged a lot by
Hmm.
family, by people on social media, etc. And I really have a moment in the journal where it's a challenge to write down that negative self-talk on how we talk
Hmm.
negatively about ourselves and actually state what the truth is and then start living
Oh,
by the
I
truth.
love it. I love
So
that.
that's another week that I have in here. Each day it's an undated, all the journal prompts there. I have a week.
I
Then
like that because
I
sometimes
have,
I don't like the dated ones because I have a lot of them. I am a
yes,
journal buyer, but you feel like you didn't succeed if you don't keep up with the dates. You feel like
right,
you didn't succeed if the days go by and you can't use it again. So
right.
that's actually I wrote notes. Look, my little stickies fell all over the place. That's why I have so much over here. But that's one thing I wrote down that I like about this that is undated. So sorry, I got a little excited. I
Yeah,
wanted to point that out because there's nothing against dated journals, but it feels like there's a time limit or a time schedule. So if
right.
it's dated, you can use it until all the pages are filled. So I like that part. So sorry.
Absolutely. And then each week, each challenge does have planner pages for the week. But then I also have each day has its own journal page within that week. So then you can schedule out your appointments. It still has that planner effect to it within
Hmm.
these weeks that we have these challenges. So you can write some things down what your appointments are, what your challenges are for the day, and then we have a journal prompt for each day. So kind of want you to focus on that journal prompt, like the one that I'm looking at right now is what do you need in life right now to become a better you?
I love
I
it.
have room for affirmations. I have 2 pages in the beginning full of affirmations that I want you to, focus on as you're doing this challenge and using them throughout the book and start living them. Don't just write them down as, okay, this is my affirmation for that day, but also start speaking it to yourself, start living it all the time.
I love it. So, Erica,
Um,
you are definitely a teacher. We feel like we're getting a lesson here. So when you do get the journal, guys, you're going to be equipped. You know what to look forward to. You know how to move and navigate through the pages. And she's stealing all my stuff. Now I wrote all this stuff on all these stickies, and she said all the stuff. So I wanted to share some of the things I like about the journals. I
I'm
love that. No, that's okay, honey. Listen, this should work. So you're supposed to sell it and share it. And that's part of why we're doing these interviews to help us know what to expect in these pages. Why will these journals be good for me? So Erica laid it out. But I want to echo some of these things because I had a chance to look into it and engage with it. I love that it's not dated. You didn't talk about this. I love that there's mental health checks in there. Mental health
Yeah.
is amazing to just make sure we check in with it, address it, support, treat it, whatever it is. So don't forget about your mental health. Everybody needs to do it, whether you feel like you have anything clinically, or clinical diagnosis, or just day to day we deal with anxieties and ups and downs and emotions. I love the gratitude pages. I love the
Thank
quotes.
you.
I love the color. So it's not black and
Thank
white
you.
inside. So
Yeah.
I love that the pages have colors. I love the variation. So it doesn't get boring. It doesn't get redundant, guys. So if you're like, I might start wanting to do this week, but next week I don't. There's some things that are consistent, but there's also variation. So I like that because I am a variation person. I literally get bored with doing the same thing every day, reading the
Thank
same thing
you.
every day.
Mhm.
So that was exciting to see. And again, the daily affirmations, our affirmations are amazing. So let me think, where are we? All right. In the opening, you discuss how self-discovery involves exploring your self-beliefs, your values, and your aspirations. So can you tell us how that helps and how someone um can use that on their self-discovery journey? Give us some example of how identifying these things can help someone.
So let's talk about I guess you could say let's talk about wealth for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So wealth is one of the, important aspects of life. Okay, as adults, we all have to, get out there. We have to, have a job, or if we're an entrepreneur, somehow, some way we have to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
So, in reading up on, wealth and how it's an important aspect of life, I want the main reason why I wanted that aspect in there because it's very important for one, but also two, it may change your outlook on how you obtain this wealth.
I love it.
Because sometimes, people think that, oh, I just have to, work this dead end job and I'm able to pay my bills. But then it kind of gives you that feeling that kind of gives you the feeling that if you have something else behind that you want to achieve, that you can work towards that and be wealthy in life. And it's not always about money, but of
Mm-hmm.
course we need that to survive, but it kind of gives you that thought and motivation and understanding it better to help you be the wealthiest you can be in your life.
I love it. And I love that you point out that wealth doesn't always mean money, right? So money is a part of it, but having peace, having good health, having experiences, having family connection, that's all a part of feeling like you have a wealthy and healthy life. So that's good. Describe your customer or who would benefit most from your journal.
I do believe everyone would benefit from the self-discovery journal. It was
Hmm.
a journal that was written for everyone. It's more so geared toward, of course, the older, popular, like older young adult and above. Um, I would say a child under maybe 16 wouldn't quite understand it.
Hmm.
But of course, starting at that age as they're getting to adulthood, it would be a great thing for them to discover as well because, they're moving into adulthood. So then they're also, discovering all of these things that they're going to, have to deal with as an adult.
Okay. So would
So
you say it
definitely
would
I
be
would
a good
say
fit for college students?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because I mean, as college students, I mean, it was a bit ago, but I can still remember, figuring out, trying to figure out things. I mean, even at my age now, I'm just, some things we're still trying to figure out.
Hmm.
So definitely at any age, I would say definitely above 16 or older, late high school, young adults, and some people who may still need to touch on some self-discovery things,
Perfect.
as an adult as well. The exhaling the doubt within me, um, is specifically developed for as a self-reflective journal for moms. It honestly can be used by anyone, but the main reason that I focus it on moms and moms of any age, even teen moms if need be, is because, like I said, we tend to lose ourselves. So that people experience that at any age as a mom, and it can be for new moms. It could be, I always say it's a great gift for someone at a baby shower because we tend to always
I
focus on the
love it.
baby. We don't always focus on the mom.
I love it.
So, we had that, even though I'm not a clinical psychologist, I'm not treating anyone that has postpartum depression, but this may also jumpstart the help of how someone may be feeling in postpartum.
I love that.
Also,
I was going to
someone
start
with young
considering
children.
the baby shower gift. Sorry to cut you off, but I love that.
The, no, you're fine. Absolutely. Even But even mothers who have adult children, it's something that could be definitely beneficial because some of the things and how their relationship is with their adult child, they may need to dig deeper and, figure out this or um some of the self-care I'm sorry, some of the self-care activities that I have as challenges each week, they still may be experiencing them even though their children aren't children anymore.
I love it.
So definitely a mother at any age can benefit from this journal.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So thank you, Erica, for joining me
Of
today.
course.
Guys, Erika Allen she has the only journals in the Amazing Author catalog. So I'm excited that she brought that genre to the book. The second edition definitely has more content, more topics, more genres included, and it's because of amazing authors and creators like Erika Allen. So hurry on over to theamazingcorner.com and grab these journals while we still have them in stock. If you see me at an in-person event, I will most likely have copies. So come on over and get a copy. She's local, she's in Delaware. Support a woman creator. Our next event is November 1st at the Walnut Street YMCA in Wilmington, Delaware. So we'll love to see you there. Erika, any parting words you want to share about yourself, about your journals?
Um, Not that I can think of, but if you buy it, you won't regret it.
I love it.
Thank you.
So amazingcorner.com. You can go and find a book from these books from the amazing author, Erika Allen. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank
Again, if you missed us live, please still watch it all the way through. So many gems within this content. And go ahead and still post your comments, your likes. Go ahead and share it out, and we'll be sure to respond. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much, Erika, for
thank
joining
you.
me.